See who all comes on today. Fresh cut, fresh bald head. I know y'all. Some of y'all are used to see me with my hat on. What is good? What is good? What is good? What is up? What is up? What is good? It's late. It is a little bit late. What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm on here late. We're gonna have a good time either way. What's good? We're gonna have a good time either way. What up? What up? I see some of y'all still up. A lot of y'all on the East Coast getting ready for work. Some of y'all on the West Coast are just winding down for the day. And I'm about to wind down too, but I got about 15 more minutes to do this update. Wasabi. I got about 15 more minutes to do this update. I had to do another update for my MPC Key 61. I just did an update for the MPCX, so it's all good. Yes, I did watch the games today. Yes, I did. I watched them today. Good job, Miami, and good job, Golden State. Who won should have won. What it do? What it do, everybody? What it do? Can we make a beat? You never know. We might. You never know. Y'all can watch me make beats, especially when I'm on my Twitch. I'm on my Twitch lives. Y'all need to go ahead and follow me on Twitch. I made like 10 beats in 2 days. I've been on the whole roll. You know what I'm saying? What's good all the way from Hawaii? Man, dang, I had a good time in Hawaii too. Week before last, I was in Hawaii. Yeah, good time. But, you know, I wanted to come on here. You know, I got a few minutes. I want to come in. I wanted to come on here. I can barely play the guitar, man. That ain't happening. What's up, Ducky? What's good? What's good? What's good? But I want to come on here, man, because a lot of you guys hit me up and y'all will say like Bolo, you know, I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to be successful in a sense. And a lot of y'all want to become big producers, big engineers, big artists. Some of y'all that don't follow me. But a lot of y'all want to, you know, become successful. And y'all trying to figure this whole thing out. Y'all trying to navigate what's kind of going on in 2023. And to be truthfully honest with you guys, the whole landscape of all this stuff has changed. The only thing that stays the same is pretty much how the labels kind of handle everything. They still do everything pretty much arcadic, but they have a certain system that works. Unlike you know, of somebody who's independent. You know, being an independent artist, even 10 years ago was totally different than being an independent artist now, because really there is no real independence right now, because everybody is pretty much, if you release a song on iTunes or any type of aggregate like that, iTunes, Tidal, doesn't matter, you're in basically a 360 type of a deal, because they take roughly about 30 cents for every sale that you make. So some people say, oh, I'm completely independent, but imagine if you were independent and every sale you made, 30% went to somebody else. There's no true independency right now, unless you're selling CDs out the car, or well, not even CDs, it's probably like thumb drives or something like that now. But you really have no independence anymore, because everything is a digital thing. Everything's a digital sale. So for everybody who's saying, oh, I'm truly independent, whatever, yeah, you're independent to do what you want to do, but you're not independent when it comes to the bread, when it comes to the money. So things are totally different now than what it was. And some of you guys don't understand that. And some of you guys feel like, I don't want to sign to a label. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that, which I understand. But you're not independent. There's nobody right now. If you put a song on iTunes, you put a song on anything right now, you are not independent. because you have to at some point pay that aggregate to put your record on there, and then once you make that sale, that's it. And somebody just said, I got my own publishing. Even with your own publishing, like a lot of you guys don't even understand what publishing is anyway. Y'all just think publishing is ASCAP and BMI and all that stuff like that. ASCAP and BMI take a piece of your publishing. It's a small piece, but they take a piece for collecting your publishing. Okay? So you're not completely independent from that either. And then on the other side, when, say, for instance, you do stuff on YouTube, or if you have like any type of publishing situation, whatever, they usually take around, you know, if you have an admin situation, that's 15%. So at the end of the day, nobody, no artist, nobody is completely independent unless they're selling their stuff directly from their site and they have their own thing. I think the last person that completely went independent with their stuff was Kanye, when he came out with the whole little gadget thing that played his, you know, his album with that. You know what I'm saying? But right now, yeah, you have to pay the distributor and, you know, the people like that. Like Metallica is independent. Okay, it's cool. I don't know how they do it. But unless like record sales have been going up, a lot of stuff like that's been going up, but you're not completely independent. So you got to understand about this whole independency thing. You got to throw that out the window. That's number one. Number two, what you have to understand is if you're not tech savvy, if you're not internet savvy, it's going to be very hard for you to make it in 2023. You have to be very tech savvy, and you have to understand what's going on with all like YouTube, IG, TikTok, what else? Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You have to be very tech savvy. You have to know how to basically reach your audience for using all that. Like a lot of you guys just think, oh, I'm just going to make a record and I'm going to put it out and everybody's just going to know what the hell is going on. That does not work like that. I'm sorry. Does not work like that. You have to be able to be a master marketing person online. You have to know what is going on, and you got to know how to market yourself online to be able to compete with some of these bigger entities that pay other people to do that. See, this is the thing. Even the big companies pay smaller companies to do a lot of the work for them. You know what I'm saying? So you can probably go to a lot of these companies, but they charge a lot of money. But there's ways you can still do this because somebody had to figure this out at some point. Like me, like my IG, I found my niche on IG. Niche, whatever you want to call it. I found that on IG, and I do it just about every single day. But if you notice, I sprinkle in some guys whose songs I like, I'll sprinkle it in, or I'll sprinkle in some stuff that I do. And what it does is, you know, it puts a spotlight on me, and it helps me out because now people know me more by doing that than even some of the stuff that I produce. So the internet has been very good to me in a sense with that. So you have to be very internet savvy, and you have to know how to work the internet, not just posting a little bit of stuff here and doing that. You have to know how to grow yourself on the internet. And from this time last year to this year, I probably grew about 200,000 followers on IG in a year's time, because I was doing things that made me happy. You know what I'm saying? I was doing stuff that made me happy. Now, so far as like for producers or whatever, how can you become successful in 2023? Especially people who are, you know, older producers, guys who are people who are not living in these big cities or really can't travel like that. The best way to become successful is whatever material that you have, you need to be on IG, you need to be on Snapchat, you need to be on TikTok, and you need to hit up as many artists as possible and get your music to these artists. Or you need to find the artists who are signed to other artists and get with them. That's one of the best ways. Or you need to find the engineer, whether there's somebody that is Whether it's somebody who is sometimes engineering or they're full time, you need to try to get a hold of them because a lot of times those artists are gonna tell the engineer, "Hey, pull up some beats," and that's one of the best ways you can get to an artist is through the engineer because a lot of the engineers they're locked in with some artists, but they do know they still have to make money at other places. And some of these engineers engineer for a lot of people, so just even getting to know the engineers will really help you out to getting beats to some of these artists. Now, I'm cool with that. Like a lot of people, want to just be, find singles and be placed on people's albums and stuff like that. I'm not necessarily like that. I like to find talent, curate it myself, and put it out myself. And a lot of times it fails, but the ones who do make it, it makes up for all the other times it fails. That's just the way my whole ship has been ran my whole career. So when I find something that I really like, whether putting a little bit of money into it, recording it, and using a strategic way to put it out, it's either that way or I try to curate it and I try to get it signed or whatever I try to do. But everything that I've pretty much done has been from the ground up. I rarely ever just did like placements on artists that were already big already. It's always been either they were almost there or they were not there at all. So I try to tell people all the time is try to find your artist that's dope and try to find you somebody who's moving around. Like find a popular kid in high school. Like that was like my way of doing this through college. I would find everybody who was popular in college and I would get them to rap. And then everybody on the college campus would like them because they already knew who they were. And then we would make a ton of money selling $5 CDs, $10 CDs with tips sometimes, just because the people were popular and they were rapping. And then that would turn into something else and turn into something else. And then next now you got something really going. So if there's a kid that's popular in high school, a popular football player, basketball player, just somebody who's popular, like say for instance, if you have kids or nieces and nephews that go to high school and they may be the popular ones, or your kids may be popular, or they know who the popular person is, try to find out who they are and see if they want to get on the mic. Because right now, a lot of songs that are coming out through the high schools just by word of mouth through the high schools. That's how my biggest hit came is through high school, through Redan High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's where Whip and Nene became big because he went to high school there. He already had been singing the song. And then once we finally recorded it, they started dancing to it. They put out a few little IG posts, and then this whole song just blew up from that high school. Then they went to another high school, then another high school, and it blew up. Same way with me and the Taylor Girls, blew up the same way. Same way with Darwin's record, blew up the same way with the Kids. Sophia Grace, blew up the same way with that. So if just by finding popular people and curating them, that will be a great way for you guys to kind of break into your career. Because I know, this is the thing, because you have to kind of be like a record label. You have to think like a record label. They don't take on anything unless they see movement. And it's any type of movement. This is the thing that y'all got to understand. It doesn't have to be a musical movement. It's any type of movement. It's what a lot of people say in Florida is motion. You got to have motion. And if you have any type of motion, it doesn't matter what you do. Do you ever notice like how everybody who is popular or famous, they always end up on the mic somehow? And they might not be musicians. They just always end up on the mic somehow because they're just popular. And popularity sells. So if there's somebody in the neighborhood that's popular, you probably need to get them on the mic. If there's somebody in your city who is popular, you might need to try to get them on the mic. If there's somebody in your high school, there's somebody in your college, you might need to get them on the microphone because that type of thing works because popular people are loved by other people, and which means that those people will support that popular person. You know what I'm saying? How do you get popular? I don't know. Shoot. I was popular pretty much everywhere I went. You know what I'm saying? But that's for a producer trying to find an artist or somebody or a person trying to get to that point. That's going to be the fastest way you get there because just making a whole bunch of beats and sending them out and hoping that something catches at some point. Yeah, you hear some stories that say, well, hey, I sent out my beats and somehow I got to their email and they end up recording it and now I have a placement. That is so, if you think about how much music is being made, that is so difficult to do. It is difficult to do that. And that's what some people fail to realize. It is very, very, very difficult. So what you have to do is you have to understand that being a producer who is trying to get to that point, you have to attach yourself to an artist. That's going to be the fastest way you're going to be able to do this, is attaching yourself to an artist, coming up with an artist. That's going to be the best way. Sending beats out and everything, you got so many stories of people, oh man, I got my beat placed, first beat I ever sent out. Yeah, that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But it can happen. You don't have to know any high school kids. What I'm telling you is y'all are not thinking. I want you guys to really think right now. It doesn't have to be high school kids. It could be just somebody who is well known. It could be somebody well known. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. If you know somebody that's around that city, around that town that's well known, get with them. Even the well-known rapper in your city, or your well-known R&B singer in your city, or just a well-known person in the city, that could be, a way of doing this. You know what I'm saying? And everybody talks about marketing strategies and stuff like that. I understand that. But the biggest marketing that you can do is word of mouth. Every song that I've ever did has always been word of mouth. Every song has been word of mouth. And that is the biggest thing that can get you to that point, is word of mouth. That's going to get you there. You know what I'm saying? And then when you would think about it in the long run, grassroots projects usually sell the most. They usually sell the most. Not something that just got there and you just put a whole bunch of money into it and you get a big rush. When you have something that builds over time, that's what gives you really a lot of good leverage if you do want to go to a label. Or if you just let it keep building, you'll see that actually sustains a lot longer than just dumping a whole bunch of money. Because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to pay this person to do this and I'm going to pay that person to do that. No. Even if you did pay somebody without the proper motion, it's not going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be worth it. But hold on real quick. Hold on, let me text my lady. Let me text my lady. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So you could pay anybody to do anything. Like, I see people trying to pay for radio. I see people trying to do all this other type of stuff to try to get on. But you could have a song, pay a grip of money to put on the radio. It's gonna stay on there for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's going, you know what I'm saying, it's going to turn on, it's going to be on for a couple weeks. It's going to die right back down because nobody is really tuned into the song like that. You know what I'm saying? How do you get a multi-million-dollar publishing deal? You have to have a big record, or you have to have a whole bunch of records that did very well, and then they will give you a publishing deal. You have to have pretty much big records. And they're not giving away multi-million-dollar publishing deals unless you have a lot of stuff that's already out. So that ain't gonna happen. You'll get a multi-$1,000 deal, but it ain't too many multi-million-dollar publishing deals unless you already have a ton of stuff that's already out and you sell that catalog. And most likely you was already in a publishing deal already once you sold that catalog. So that's how that works. Now, aside for trying to find somebody, the artist has to be talented too. They have to be talented. Your music has to be good as well. You know what I'm saying? So what's a realistic number for an up and coming producer? It all just depends. You know, if you only have one record out and it's doing okay, and somebody steps to you and says, "Look, I'm gonna give you $50,000," you might want to take that, or you might just want to say, "Nah, I don't feel like taking that right now." But if you have, and I'm trying to read all y'all stuff too at the same time, so I'm on the cell phone today. I didn't feel like hooking all that stuff up. But if you have like 4 or 5 songs out and they're doing really good on the album, and one of them might be a single, they might come to you with something a little bit higher. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you don't necessarily need it. There's so many places you can collect your money and all that stuff. In publishing, they don't do nothing but really collect. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Harry Fox Agency. You can go to the MLC to collect your stuff like that. They have to go to the same places to collect it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all want to be in the music game, but y'all don't want to do any research on how to even collect all your money the correct way. You know what I'm saying? How can you get consistent quality feedback on your beats? I'm not sure about that question. Consistent quality feedback, like what you want me to do feedback on your beats, right? You know, the thing about it is we do the beat reviews every week, and what I tell people all the time is, but you want an advance on your money. Okay, I'll get to you on that. But what I was saying was we do a lot of stuff with the beat reviews and everything like that, but that's just for you guys to play your beats and play your beats in front of an audience. Because there's a lot of people that don't live in places where they have like beat battles and stuff like that. So, and then if you do a beat battle, it's only maybe like 50 or 60 people that show up. Mine usually has about 130, 140 in there, and there's a lot of people coming in and out. So I think with the internet, it's changed the game with that, because now you can really showcase the stuff. And a lot of people, even on mine, has linked up with other people, and some positive stuff has happened with the beat reviews. But I can only give a review for myself, because some things I might not like, somebody else may like. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how that works. Now, Hassan asked about getting an advance. Yeah, if you want to get a decent advance, you got to have some music out. You have to be one of the lucky ones to have like a hit record, or have a record that's doing big, or a whole bunch of records. You know what I'm saying? Can you use an EIN number to get ahead? That's EIN number is just nothing but just a tax number. It doesn't do anything for you. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you so much for that generous donation. Thank you very much. That's just an EIN number for your business and stuff like that. It doesn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't do much. It just tracks your business, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't really help you out so far as like in the music game like that. It just solidifies that you're gonna correctly start a business and do all the paperwork and stuff with that EIN number. That's all that does. But yeah, so that's pretty much, it's not really much to do, but that's pretty much all in a nutshell what you have to do. You just have to basically find the talent. You have to know how to market the talent. You have to learn how to use the internet, find ways of being creative. You have to find ways to be creative to market this talent. You have to be creative. The way I market a lot of stuff is through funny reels on IG, and it's helped out tremendously. I've helped out so many people that I don't even know just by my IG reels, to where people, thank you so much, Jody Steves. Thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So I've helped out so many people. I don't even know these people, but I think if they need a spotlight, I'll just throw it out there to where the point now where people want to pay me to do this. And I still haven't taken any money from anybody who's tried to pay me to promote anything on my IG. Haven't done it yet, because I think the blessings will come later on down the line. Like, you know, I tell people it's $350 per post, but every time they ask me, I'm like, I don't really even respond back. I'll just either just post a song and just let it be. And I got one guy who asks me like every other week, like, yo, we need to post this song. And then sometimes, you know, I'll try to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? I try to look out for you, but at the end of the day, I can't post it all the time. But I do, if something is dope, like say for instance, like Leather Jacket Assassin will tell you, like he'll post some stuff on there and I'll post them on my stories. Or if Ayo Sean's doing something, I'll post them on my stories. If you guys have some stuff or you repost me, I repost you back immediately. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of guy I am, because I think my blessings will come by blessing other people. That's just the way I think, and just the way I think everything should be. But yeah, so you have to do that. You have to learn the internet. You know what I'm saying? You have to be creative on what you do, and it's no different from anything else. You just can't put out a post on IG and just be like non-creative. The thing about IG Reels and like YouTube Shorts and stuff like that is they show your reels to a wide audience that's not even following you. So if you can come up with something creative or repost something creative or make something that nobody else is doing, you can obtain millions of people. Like right now, my average viewership every month is like 6.7 million, which is down from last month, which I had like 8.5 million people that were viewing my post on IG. That's 8.5 million people every month. Between 6 and 8, so around about 7.5 million people on average see my post every single month on IG. And I could sit, make videos with my songs, or I could use other people's stuff to try to help them out. It is just a creative way of me doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now, how often do I post? I try to post just about every single day. I try at least do 5 posts a week. You know what I'm saying? And really, my posts only take me about 3 minutes to do it, and I'm done. And then I move on. And if the post does, and my posts pretty much average around, like now, like around about 30 to 40,000 per post. Sometimes it might be a little lower, but over time it'll still the lowest would probably still reach like 20, 25,000 people a post. You know what I'm saying? So I found my niche, whatever you want to call it, on there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's me and my lady. She be hating that too, 'cause I be catching her off guard. You know what I'm saying? But you have to post more. Like if you make beat, even if you're just making beats, post that. But don't just do it while you're just sitting there and making beats. So everybody's just like, oh, they just making beats. No, you have to do something that's gonna be better. What you do is if you're gonna post about you making beats, and then talk about what you're using. Be like, hey, just made a quick beat today. Let me show you guys I use this certain plugin. I use this, and let me show you how it turned out. And then you might do little clips of I use this, I did that, and here's a final product. Boom. You can do all that with your phone. And then you're done. Name it and make sure you pick a good picture so when people are scrolling, they can see a decent picture, and put a little title. Like one of my favorite plugins to use when I make beats, stuff like that. Or if you are a rapper or you're trying to get your artist or something on, you have your artist doing something other than just music. Like, it doesn't always have to be them in the studio. It could be other stuff that they're doing, but you place their song underneath that and you have a creative title that comes with that. So it's so many different things you can do to help your brand out. And it doesn't always have to be I'm in the studio making beats or I'm doing this and that. Sometimes I repost other stuff. Sometimes I make beats. A lot of times I play my old beats that were horrible, and people love that type of content because people like to laugh. People like to feel good. So that's another way of doing it. Like I had a song I put out just being funny, and I put it out, and I went ahead and put it on iTunes so that when people try to steal it or whatever, the algorithm would catch it. And then I was getting like 5,000 plays. Like I got to go on my thing. I got to see how many plays I actually got. But I got a lot of plays off that. You know what I'm saying? Just by just BSing and putting it online. And what I do is I'll repost it a few other times so it can keep it fresh in people's heads. Like I'll put the music underneath a different post or something like that. And then it works. So you have to be creative with what you're doing to try to put an artist and stuff out. Like if it's certain songs I think is dope, I'll make something very funny and put a catchy title to it, and it'll help catapult that post to something bigger. It's the same way with producers. It's the same way with artists. The same way with everything. You have to be creative. Okay, you have to be. You have to understand. I've been on both sides of the tracks. I've been on the independent side and I've been on the label side. And it's not that much different. The only thing is the labels already have their own people that they use, their own people that they pay, and they have a lot of stuff that just works better for them. You know what I'm saying? On our side, if you don't have that type of bread, you just have to be creative and you have to step outside your box. Now, the last thing that you have to do to become successful, and I'm actually going to probably come back on here live tomorrow and talk about a little bit more, probably in the middle of the day or probably in the evening, before I go get my kids or something like that. Probably in the middle of the day. The last thing that you have to understand is you have to be fearless. A lot of y'all are scared to post your stuff. A lot of y'all are scared to promote yourself, which I don't understand that. I don't know how anybody's trying to be successful and you're scared to promote yourself. I don't get that. You have to be fearless. You can't be scared to promote yourself. Okay? Learn to understand that, yes, people are watching, your friends and family are watching, your people might say certain things, but nobody's not going to say nothing when you become successful. Don't worry about what people say. Worry about what you want to do. And if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Hey, and another thing y'all need to do is all y'all people watching me, y'all need to go ahead and hit that thumbs up right now. So I want y'all to go ahead and tap that thumbs up because my download actually got done. So I'm going to go ahead and try to finish this up. But y'all need to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me because I think I'm actually giving some pretty good information on here, and I'm not even charging you guys for it. But if you do want to donate, it's all good. Thank you, Soldier PBs. Thank you so much for that, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. We'll talk about that with the NPC stuff, man. We're talking about this right here. We'll talk about the NPC stuff on another live. And y'all need to go ahead and follow me. Y'all need to go ahead and follow me on Twitch because I be making a lot of dope beats. I've been making a lot of dope beats on there the past couple of days. I'm gonna be back on there again, probably either tomorrow or Tuesday. So y'all need to follow me on Twitch. Okay, follow me on Twitch. 500 followers and 30 subscribers, I'm giving something away. So once we reach that 500 follower threshold and then we can get 30 subscribers, I'm giving away a Native Instruments audio interface that they sent me that I did for a review, but I haven't used it past that point. It's not bad. I just haven't used it like that because I already got the UAD stuff and I'm familiar with certain things. So it's just sitting here and I'd rather give it away. So it is open, but I haven't used it. So I'm gonna get that away. But thank you guys so much for supporting me. I wasn't even thinking about getting donations. I just want to talk to the congregation tonight. That's all. I just want to talk to the congregation tonight. But yeah, so don't stop worrying about what people are gonna say. Be fearless and have fun with what you're doing. If you're having fun with what you're doing, you should never be scared to show somebody what you're doing. If you're having fun, you should never be scared to do what you need to do to monetize off what you love to do. Okay? So don't be scared. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't know what people think about me. That's not going to work. You're not going to get there being scared. You're not going to get anywhere without stepping outside your box for a second. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this right now. I just want to come on here for a second and just talk to you guys, man. I appreciate everybody that came on. If you guys got on this live a little late, I will have a replay, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. You'll be able to replay the whole live. And I'm going to come back on here more and talk to you guys more about this as well. Please, y'all, go ahead and follow me on Discord. The link sometimes works, so I think I got the right link now. And please follow me on Twitch. Everything is in the video description. You can go ahead and click on that. And if you guys need to get any equipment right now, just go ahead and click my link and go to zounds.com. Get you some equipment. No credit, no background check on a lot of items, so you can get some equipment today. It'll come to your house and you just pay it off over time. And get my drum kits. They're all dope. They're all very cheap. All right. So I'm going to get back on here. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. I'm going to try to do this and get some rest tonight, and then we're going to get to it. But make sure you guys follow me on that Twitch, y'all. It's going to be dope. All right. So, hey, see you guys next time. I hope this video was informative. I hope you guys learned something from it. Like I always say, peace out.